Hello, and welcome to Toya in Stitches. I'm Toya. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a beautiful lace wrap that is also beginner friendly. If you can work a chain, single crochet, double crochet, you can make this. Super easy. To make this, I used universal yarn bamboo pop, and it's 50% cotton and 50% bamboo. And in this little ball here, you get 266 meters or 292 yards for 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. And it's a beautiful yarn. I really love it. I'm gonna get some more because I want to make a bunch of other things with this yarn. The hook I used was a 4 millimeter, and you're also going to need some scissors, tapestry needle, and a tape measure. Now you can choose whatever kind of yarn you like. However, I wouldn't suggest using anything else less than a category 3, which is what this one is. I mean, nothing heavier than a category 3, just because as the yarns get thicker, you get a little bit less drape and more density. But for this, you really want a lot of drape and not a lot of density. So you could use a 3, a 2, or even a 1. If you like working with fingering weight yarns, I'm not really a huge fan. I do a couple of things with it, but not much. So yeah, so grab some yarn and your supplies and let's get started. All right, so before we get started, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our stitch pattern and how to make adjustments. So the stitch pattern is called Old World Lace, and it's just split shells and V-stitches. And the split shells are just shell stitches that are split in the middle with chains and then V-stitches. That's all that is. And my wrap, it measures 74 inches wide and then 21 inches in depth. So the longest side of this is 74 inches. If you don't want yours that long or that big, you're going to need to chain in multiples of 10 because you need to work the stitch pattern over a multiple of 10. Once you've chained as long as you want your chain to be, then you're going to add 2. So you're going to chain a multiple of 10 plus 2. So for you to achieve like this size with this particular yarn and the 4 millimeter hook, I chained 312. So it's a lot of chains. But if you're going to make adjustments, just remember to make adjustments in multiples of 10 plus 2. Now to show you how to work everything, I'm going to make a small swatch because my table can't fit a project that big. So to get started, I'm just going to make a slip knot, put it on my hook, and for my little swatch, I'm going to chain 32. So that's my multiple of 10 plus 2. All right, so now I have my 32 chains, and I'm going to work a row of single crochet first. So I'm going to turn, and I'm going to be working into the second chain from the hook, but I'm also going to be working into the bottom bump so I get a nice clean edge at the top of my wrap. So working into the bottom bump of the second chain on your hook, you're just going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and work a single crochet. Again, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you're just going to continue working single crochets into the bottom bump of your chain all the way across your chain, and I'll meet you at the end. All right, so I finished working my row of single crochet stitches, and for me, I had chained for my swatch 32, so I have now 31 single crochet stitches. So if you went ahead and chained 312, you should have 311 single crochet. Or if you made modifications and say you chained 202, you should now have 201 stitches. So you should have one less single crochet than the amount of chains that you made. All right, so now we have our row of single crochet. Now it's time for us to work row 1. So we're going to turn our work, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and this chain 3 counts as a double crochet. And now we're going to work another double crochet into this same stitch. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to skip 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this 5th stitch, we're going to work our first split shell. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that 5th stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull for 2, yarn over, pull for 2. Now we're going to work 2 more double crochets. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull for 2, pull for 2. One more time. So now we've just worked 3 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to work 3 more double crochets in this same stitch. So here we go, that's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 3 double crochets. So there we go. So we have our first split shell. So now we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip 4 stitches again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to work a V stitch into this 5th stitch right here. So yarn over, insert into that stitch, yarn over, work a double crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, and then work another double crochet into that same stitch. All right, and that right there is your stitch repeat. So now we're going to do this again. We're going to work another split shell and then another V stitch. So we're going to chain 1, skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work a double crochet into the 5th one. So yarn over, double crochet, and now we have to work 2 more. 1 and 2. So now we have the first half of that shell, chain 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to work 3 more double crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to chain 1, skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work a V stitch in the next stitch. So now yarn over, work a double crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, and work another double crochet. All right, and then chain 1, skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to work another shell. So you're going to insert and work 3 double crochets. Then you're going to chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. All right, and then that's just what you're going to continue doing all the way across your row. You're going to work a shell, chain 1, skip 4 stitches, work a V stitch. So that's all you're going to do across your row. Work a shell, chain 1, skip 4 stitches, then work a V stitch in the 5th stitch, chain 1, skip 4 stitches, work a shell in the other stitch, chain 1, skip 4 stitches, work a V stitch, chain 1, skip 4 stitches, work a shell. You're going to continue doing that all the way across your row. And when you get to the point where you only have 5 stitches left, this is how we're going to finish off the row. So you're at the end of the row, you have 5 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, skip 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in that final stitch, you're going to work 2 double crochets. So you're going to yarn over and insert into that last stitch, work one double crochet, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, and work a final double crochet. So that's how you finish off the row. You're going to work two double crochet stitches in the last stitch, just like the same way we started the row where you worked two double crochet in the first stitch. You end the row just the same with two double crochet in the last stitch. So now we're going to move on to row 2. So we're going to turn our work and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to work one double crochet in the top of that same stitch. So into that first stitch, we're going to work a double crochet. Now we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to start working into the chain spaces. So in the chain 2 space of that first split shell, you're going to work another split shell. So you're going to yarn over and work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and work 3 more double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to chain 1 and work a V-stitch into the chain 2 space of that next V-stitch there. So yarn over, insert into that chain 2 space, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and into the next split shell, you're going to work another one. So into that chain 2 space, you're going to work 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 more double crochets into that same space, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to chain 1, work a V-stitch in this chain 2 space. So that's 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. And that's just how you're going to continue across your row. You're going to work a chain 1 after each V-stitch or shell, and then work into the chain 2 spaces. So right here, we just worked a V-stitch, we chained 1, now we're going to work a shell into the shell. So just continue doing that all the way across your row, working split shells into split shells and V-stitches into V-stitches with a chain 1 in between. So we started our row, 2 double crochet, chain 1, and worked a shell into the shell from the previous row, chain 1, work a V-stitch into the V-stitch from the row below, chain 1, shell, chain 1, V-stitch, all the way across your row until you get to the end of your row. And when you get to the end, don't forget to chain 1 after your shell, and then into the top of the chain 3 from the previous row, that turning chain, we're going to work 2 double crochets. So we're going to yarn over and into the top of that turning chain, that third chain there, we're going to work 2 double crochets. So that's 1 and that's 2. And that's how you finish off the row. And then from this point on, you're just going to be repeating row 2. So I'll work another one with you. So you turn your work and you start by working a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then working a double crochet into that same stitch. So yarn over and work a double crochet into that first stitch. Then we chain 1. Now we're going to work a shell into the chain 2 space of the next shell. So yarn over and work 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets, Now we chain one, work a V-stitch, chain one, shell, chain one, V-stitch, and you just continue doing that until you get to the end of your row. And when you get to the end of the row, you chain one and work 2 double crochets into the top of the turning chain. So that's it. You just continue repeating row 2, which is working shells into the tops of shells and V-stitches into V-stitches all the way across your row, and you begin each row with 2 double crochets and end with 2 double crochets. And for me, I worked 38 rows to get my 21 inches, but for you, you can just work the 38 rows if you're choosing to make it as big as mine, or just work until your wrap is as deep as you want it. So once you've achieved the width you want with the number of rows you've worked, then you can just stop there, and that's everything. And then you just have to weave in all your ends, lightly steam block if you choose to do so, and you'll be done. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like and share the video, do all the things. And until next time, take care and bye for now.